Jeremy, are we in the leadership meeting?
Thank you, Tiz. Yeah, Roger, are you here representing April?
I haven't heard from her, but yeah, I can represent the sanitation committee.
Form doesn't have to be in person.
I think we have enough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 in person.
Good thing I did.
So we're
I
good.
just differentiated.
Yeah. See who else is there. Sandy's remote.
Yes, I'm home.
Don't count me twice.
Yeah, you can't count me twice either.
Well,
You can
Oh.
be
you can for according to our bylaws.
You can.
They just,
Yes.
you're discouraged from voting twice.
Yeah, you can't vote twice.
Oh,
You can do it.
I can't?
Wait,
I mean, it's discouraged.
Do we have a majority here?
Yeah, we're recording. You right? You want to start now? We're ready to go.
Don't see that.
Good evening, everyone. It's 7:09. And we're starting the leadership committee. The first thing on the agenda is review of minutes, which we don't have. So we can't review the minutes.
But let me talk about that
Go ahead.
if you don't mind.
No, good.
So unless anybody's really opposed, similar to our full board meeting minutes. So the very last page, so let me just pull up an example. I know you hate wasting time now, but this is important. So we do have September minutes, they're just not published yet, but share my screen. This is what I'm one of the things I'm working on. One of the reasons we're
Sandy,
behind on minutes. So we have the full board minutes from June here. And then the very last page here, you know, it's the president absent excused and all that wonderful stuff. So for every committee meeting minutes, this is going to be your last page. We're not going to do the president absent excused in the beginning. All we need to know, like the full board meeting minutes, is who from the committee is present, absent, excused. If somebody's from the gallery and they speak during the meeting, then we'll put them in there. But this is a way for us to keep track throughout the year, right? Because last year we were great about calling people to account for their lack of attendance for full board meetings. But as you know, there are some people, their committee meeting attendance is probably just as bad or worse. So the idea is that we do this with every committee meeting minutes. It'll be the last page. So throughout the year, you know who's been naughty or nice. So like Tiz, whatever committee you're a chair of, education, if you need to call up somebody and, you know, whiplash them. But yeah, and it also should, yeah, it puts an extra page to your committee meeting minutes, but it's going to, I think, help us in the long run. Okay, so unless there's anything else, Al, thank you.
Okay. The agenda, full board agenda, Jeremy, you have it up there?
Just editing it. Can everybody see that?
You can read it for me because I can't see it.
You gotta make it a little bit bigger.
Yeah, well, I mean,
No, that's good. Can you see that now?
Can't make it big enough.
So you see up there?
we'll just tell you what it says. How about that?
No, I'm good.
So-
You'll read it anyway.
So October 26th, next week, next Thursday at Maestros. All right, Einstein could not accommodate us. They can accommodate us for every month thereafter, with the exception of April. So that's the first thing. So it's going to be the Crystal Room. If everybody know what the Crystal Room is, as soon as you walk into Maestros, you walk straight to the back. It's the one right behind the staircase going down. It's where we normally be. So Lauren Altschuler has signed up to speak. I think that was a health committee. I think both these people were health committee speakers.
Yes, they are.
Yeah, they both registered. Lauren's a constituent, Orega is not. But either way, they registered. Nobody else has registered yet. So I don't know if Anybody who's here in the gallery wants to let us know. I'll add you to the,
Does anyone have this item sheet?
chairs report. What do you want, Brian? Bylaws committee? Still there? I don't know. We got bylaw proposals, right? We got to put it.
Oh, Angel?
Well, then we have the bylaws
Sandy's
committee,
camera's not on.
but then again, there are new proposals that need to be given to the board. I think there might be. I know there's a bylaws meeting next week, isn't there?
The day before the full board.
Yeah, day before the full board meeting.
Now, it's, who's the chair, Joanne or Sandy?
Sandy's the chair and Joanne is co-chair.
Okay, I think we have to update the
There's still
website.
no notification.
Yes.
Okay,
And it's on the committee.
well, is that on the website? I don't know if it is.
Nope.
I think it is.
All right, so that's the first thing, I guess.
There's a few things on the website that have to be updated.
So I'm sorry, you said Joanne and then Sandy?
Joanne is the
Sandy is
co-chair
the
and Sandy is the chair.
Oh, okay. All right, Sandy. So we gotta finalize your agenda tomorrow, right? Because your meeting is what, Wednesday?
Next week, yeah. We
Yeah,
have
so
some
we need
ideas
to
that we
publish-
want to, we want to go over 3 recommendations or proposals.
Yeah, so we gotta publish your agenda ideally tomorrow.
We have
So-
6 recommendations. There's 6.
Yeah, so there's 6 items, but we'll talk about it tomorrow. But more importantly, so when we publish it tomorrow, if you could check tomorrow or Saturday even, and if there's a problem, let me know ASAP. Like, so that we had a problem this past Friday with the DEI committee. And I only checked the first agenda to make sure it was working, and yeah, it was just a simple typo. But if you get in the habit of checking your agendas, because they should be up 3 days in advance. And if it's not, please let me know as soon as possible. And I'll open up my laptop whatever day I need to and take care of it. All right.
All right.
So can I take bylaws off the chair report, Bernadette, or
Yes.
okay, attending meetings in person and virtually? That's all too.
That's all.
Sandy, can you mute
Yeah.
yourself or turn off the program you have running in the background? Thank you.
Okay, the chair report, I'm gonna have to get you, okay?
Okay, so you'll get back to me on treasurer's report, or with treasurer's report, you're gonna get me the treasurer's report, right, secretary's report, so we do have, that was one thing I was working on, we do have the minutes drafted, I'm just, touching up the stuff. And then my report, so diversity training, I sent out the transcripts for my EEO complaint. Diversity training, Burnett had me send out some legislation, just to be aware of, that's being proposed downtown. I did reach out to DCAS about diversity training, and Community Engagement Commission is also pushing DCAS for a price point. So a lot of people reached out to me after I sent out the training stuff. It's free for city employees, but for board members, we would most likely have to pay.
Even though, that legislation is,
Well, if that legislation comes into effect, so I spoke to the council member's office regarding that.
yeah, that was just,
The session's gonna probably end. They're focusing on January. For that to-
oh, so it's not gonna be until,
Yeah, the proposed legislation is effective immediately, but that's just EEO. That is not diversity
but
training.
it said discrimination, sexual harassment, discrimination, and EEO. Those were the 3 things.
Okay, all right.
So,
I know CEC Community Engagement Commission is working on, there's an LGBTQ training. I know they're working on making that available. Actually, supposedly DCAS is trying to make, so you could Google sexual harassment training and go to the City Commission on Human Rights. They have a link that's open to anybody. Supposedly DCAS is trying to do something similar. So if they do that, then that takes care of us
right,
paying for it.
right. So it's something that's in the works. Hopefully it's in the works, and I don't see why it won't happen. But can the legislation that you sent to me, is that something that you sent out to everybody?
I sent it out to
Yeah.
the board members.
You did.
I didn't send out to the members
You
of the
want-
public. If you want me to send out to the members of the public, I can.
Yeah, because just so everybody,
Yeah.
is aware that, because there's a question of finance.
Okay, yeah,
Jeremy,
And January is
I'll
right
do
around the
that.
corner.
Jeremy, before you go any further, I want to Sergeant Ramon's report. Go over meeting procedure.
oh, okay.
Yeah. Gotta refresh some things.
So, all right. Is there,
Yeah, meeting procedure, just reminding everybody about the 10-minute rule.
So let me
And
put that
also,
on here.
there are also some things I want to bring up. I guess my conversations with a few of the members, from them that bring up, they like the 10-minute rule, but they're also worried about people might monopolize the 10-minute rule. So maybe keeping a person to just speaking just once on an issue and then moving on, and maybe even time for that. But for right now, I think I want to go with the 10-minute rule and see how that goes.
well,
As long as somebody's timing.
Right.
yeah. I mean, I don't. I have ideas.
Well,
No, go ahead, please.
No, I mean, just so we give the gallery session 2 minutes. I
Right.
mean, you gotta be quick on the draw at the time.
100%.
The 10-minute rule is just for the discussion of the matters.
Right.
That was voted on last month.
Yeah.
Right.
right. And am I correct that even though this motion was made at the full board, it still holds? Or does that have another?
Well, I think, yeah, I mean, you guys want to change course, we can, but I think the idea was that we're going to test this out.
Sure.
I mean, I still think 10 minutes is too long, but whatever.
Okay.
I guess until Malcolm feels comfortable with that.
Yeah, and also I think I also want to limit a person to speaking once on a topic.
Yeah.
So once you speak, somebody else has to speak.
Well, I'll at least put 10-minute rule there if you want. Is there anything else I should type up? But that's important.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. So what's next?
All right. So committee reports, leadership, depending upon what happens here. Economic development voted 3 times last night, right? No objections for all 3 items. 2 liquor license applications, 1 new cannabis application. The only question I had for Chris, and he couldn't answer, and I spoke to Bernadette about earlier. It's not 2 lots though, right?
Well, they put that address on there, but 2152 is
The
the
landlord.
agency and 2154 is the furniture place. Now, they did tell us last night that 2152, the GNC location, has already been leased to someone else, so they're not getting that one.
It's
So the
2150.
the one that they're looking to, and they haven't been given a lease yet, is the 2154.
So I'll just put that on there for the agenda,
Okay,
even though their application says the range.
yeah,
Well, they're gonna split the.
Mm-hmm.
the
2154.
or so they're not really sure what the address.
Well, they're right now, that's what their proposal is, so it's right now.
Split the store further.
Yeah, they want to split 2154 into 2 locations, one for them and one for another retail store, but that's a proposal they've given to the landlord. They haven't gotten a yes to it yet.
Maybe it's a really big crack. Okay, all right.
It's
Right.
supposed to be a really big, well, I drove by, it's a big location.
That's the only
Yeah.
motions from last night, right?
Yeah,
Parks and Rec, I put the Zimmerman Playground site visit, right? You had a site visit, you and Debbie with Parks.
And some of the board members came.
Okay.
Okay,
And did you have motions at your committee meeting?
one of the motions was to, ensure that the roadway, the path on Pillen Parkway was paved completely. Even walking, we had problems,
I think the problem was that they were only gonna do a certain part of it, and you guys are looking to do the complete pathway.
Yeah, there's a school for the blind, and they take walks in the area. And for them to try and navigate on that path is crazy. Because I'm old, and for me to navigate on that path was crazy. Yeah, I was holding on to my man over there. But I'm serious. The road is quite bumpy.
Mhm.
Okay, it needs to be paved the entire way. Okay, so that was one of the issues we spoke on. Okay, and keeping the
You had a motion on the.
Yeah, we had a motion on the letter. Okay, and what did we say?
You guys passed a motion about writing a letter explaining why there was the objection to site A, but approval of site B.
The benches, right?
Okay,
Yeah.
we wanted to make sure that the benches were kept in. The benches that we, said that the Parks Committee said they're not the committee, but the Parks Department said they were gonna remove. We want those benches to leave them there. Okay, you have elderly people that sit on the benches.
Hmm.
If you, remove them, you know, what are they gonna do? There are people that just come out and just sit. Okay, old people like me, all right, you know, anybody that wants to sit can sit, keep the benches there, all right? And with Zimmerman Playground, it was, quite a fiasco. We, met in front of the porta potties and, it was killing people, okay? Just standing there. We opened it. The doors were opened to the porta potties and everybody said, please, can we move from the porta potties, okay? The company that is supposed to clean them is not doing their job. And we're looking for a better way. A better way to me or to the committee was to make sure that the park house is refurbished and the park department doesn't want to have anything to do with the park house, which has a male, female bathroom. And I spoke to Felix this morning from the Parks Department and I asked him, could someone that does abatement come in and look at the place? He says, I don't think I can do that. I said, well, speak to your boss. If you can't do it, get a key. Somebody can come in, if someone can come in that does abatement, and we can get a figure on removing the asbestos, that would help. Okay, because they're saying, oh, this is too much money. I've been hearing that for 8 years. Too much money to fix the park house. It has to be refurbished. Asbestos, mold, water leaks, everything. Okay, we've been asking for a figure forever. Right now, it's at 3 million. Okay? And in order for us to have any programs or anything in that area for the people that live in the area, Parkside, the Coops, wherever in that area, it's gonna cost a lot of money. So I asked whether we could have a GoFundMe page, and they said, no, you can't do that. I said, okay, fine, but it's a way to get around different things. Okay, so it's still up in the air. They want to do the renovation anyway without refurbishing the park house, which is ridiculous. Why do a renovation of the park when you don't have a so-called male, female bathroom? Mothers are taking their children between two cars to use the bathroom, and the mothers are going around the corner to do the same thing. Okay, so it's ridiculous. To me, it's a quality of life issue, and it needs to be addressed. So if I gotta go down, I'm gonna go see some of the councilmen, and if I gotta go down and see the mayor, that's fine. I'll do that too.
I was there yesterday. I,
Go ahead.
Go ahead, it's fine, it's fine. But, you know, just in this issue, I think that as a board, we need to pull our elected officials into a meeting with us, right? It doesn't have to be full board, but I think Chair, Bernadette, Al, Janice, whoever, pull them into a meeting, pull Riley, pull Bailey, pull
Absolutely.
Gustavo, and have a conversation about this bathroom. To me, it is insulting, right, that you created a whole plan to renovate a bathroom, but apparently you have no money and you have no plan for this bathroom. It's insulting, right? You could have gone back to the drawing table and had to reduce the money, whatever it was, but make sure that bathroom was done. If a family has to come to the park and leave themselves in between two cars, that's insulting.
Well, that's terrible.
Right? So I think that if we have to make the phone calls, write the letter, I don't know, but all three of them should be in a meeting with you guys discussing this and committing that money to this project. Has to be.
There needs to be reallocation of the money.
Correct.
There's a rock wall is not necessary, a bathroom is.
We don't need a rock wall, to be honest with you.
Before we move any forward, I just want to remind that people online that are part of this committee need to have their video cameras on. So if you're part of the leadership committee, please put your cameras on.
I'd like to add something with regards to parks,
Mhm.
because this was a request from Roxanne. It's the Play Fair Coalition petition. Are you aware of it?
No.
Okay, was this sent out? The PDFs that I gave you, was this sent out to everybody?
Play fair.
Yeah, I saw it.
These two?
Yeah.
So I only see from her, not from you.
That's
Okay.
great.
Oh, no, this morning at 5:44 AM. Okay. I see that.
But
So-
this was a request, and I think there's a coalition has 400 groups and organizations focused on parks, transportation, the environment, social justice, and infrastructure from across the 5 boroughs. And it has a breakdown, okay? I don't want to, I could give you you'll get it. This is what you'll get because I sent it to Jeremy. And it was
It's on
from,
right now. We should print it for you, Janice.
What should?
We should print it for Janice.
okay. So I think this is something that,
Okay.
okay, and it's a petition to sign on to, but it just has a really nice breakdown of how much, a lot of money that should go to our parks.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, Roxanne.
All right.
Just an aside, took Loretta Park. We had the money allocated about 8 years ago. Took them 5, 6 years to start building the playground.
Only a
It was
drop.
supposed to be a softball field. Well, they have a first base and a second base.
That's neat.
Then they stopped.
They
They got a bench in the outfield. I mean, it was
It's,
a total disgrace. I went to Zimmerman Park for ribbon cutting. It took
Yeah, I
them
have-
8 months and they did the park. It's
Waring
beautiful.
Park.
Oh, Waring,
Yeah,
Waring.
Waring Park.
Beautiful. In 8 months. Took
it's okay.
3 years to build after they started it.
Mhm.
Still not right.
I thought I read.
They didn't have a ribbon cutting because they were embarrassed. And I couldn't get them to fix it.
Who's put this
They
motion?
should be embarrassed. I've been
Yes,
with the
this-
park
this
department
is today.
for over 8
Yeah.
years. You
Yesterday.
know, everything is like that. I don't know.
Now I can't get Iris on the phone. She was my best friend, so she got a big, she got a big shot downtown. Now she doesn't answer her phone.
Oh,
Oh, what needs to be
visitor.
read?
Don't call a visitor.
No, just,
Okay.
I'm sorry, Jeremy,
did-
go ahead.
no, I did redact it. I
Jeremy,
did from here all the way down.
So Playfair is being added to her agenda?
let's stay on the agenda.
Yeah.
We can-
All right, so what am I doing right now?
Agenda.
You're going to the next, you just finished with Paul.
Well, so no, I got one motion. Motion that the Parks Department resurface the pedestrian path in the middle of Palm Parkway.
Mhm.
What was the second motion again?
The second motion is that they, halt the, renovation of Zimmerman until they deal with this park
No,
out.
that was voted last.
No,
time.
it was
Last letter.
letter, Jen.
Oh,
This full
Jeremy,
board meetings. Yeah, I can.
one question on that, on the, I believe we're talking about the road, the path that goes from like Williams, from Stillwell Avenue all down to White Plains Road, correct?
Greenway.
Yes, yes, the,
Because
The
that's
path-
theoretically
the-
designated as a bikeway.
what's that?
Correct.
I think it's theoretically designated as a bikeway, not a pedestrian road.
It's not, it's not.
It's, yeah,
Greenway.
it's a greenway.
It's a greenway. It's part of a much, much longer greenway. It goes all the way out to Orchard
Okay.
Beach.
I can get the
Goes
official
all the way up to
terminology.
the Bronx Park. If I'm not mistaken, Diana, wasn't that included when they did the presentation on fixing the greenway area? No, only for a stretch of it. Okay.
Once
They didn't say the whole thing.
That's it, once we're with Greenwood.
I just want to make sure that when we say it, they don't turn around and say, "Oh, you're talking about that thing, not this big long one." That's my only concern about it.
Okay,
Penny, I think you're right, because my son said he rode his bike from Long Island City and he went along that path. He said it was a bike route.
It's used by both, it's used
Okay,
by
so-
pedestrians and bike riders.
Yeah.
All right, so not to take up more time,
What was the second motion?
Yeah,
I can do it later.
It was,
If you want, I'll do it later.
it was to rewrite the letter, about
The-
why they did not approve, right? That was the motion.
All right. So I'll clarify that. All right. So anything else for parks?
No, we just, we said there's only one path on grade. When we
Yeah.
spoke with Felix, we told him, you know, the primary wall, you can take that money and put it into the bad budget, okay?
Okay. All right, community development. Malcolm, would anybody else have any motions? First of all, leaving on the agenda? Any other committee have anything they voted on? that-
We
had a motion.
What was it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I'll take care of that. Yeah, damn. What's going on?
You forgot.
I forgot what it was.
the letter, I think, the letter,
The letter,
yes.
letter to Ted. Right? The
No,
letter to Ted.
Yep, the AMI letter, yep.
Yeah, the letter to Ted. Is this one, the HPD letter? Yeah.
Yep.
No, okay, yeah, we're going to, Jen, so you can have that. Ms. Delgado
I'll print
was
mine out
kind
as well.
enough to write us a draft. We're gonna look at it and tweak it if we have to. And we're gonna send it to, Ted Weinstein.
Okay, that's assuming the board votes on it or you're just doing it
The
for
motion, the
committee?
motion is that we sent.
From committee, this is.
Okay.
Yeah, so that was our motion.
Okay, well, so you voted on that in committee?
Yes,
Okay.
Yep.
You voted to send the letter?
we
All right.
voted to send a letter.
So if we can get that, if you're okay with that draft, we could send it out to the board before the full board meeting?
Yeah, Richard, did you send the minutes out yet?
No, not yet, I'm still wrapping them up.
Okay, can you do that as soon as you can?
Will do.
Okay, thank you.
Good. So I'll give the details on that.
Okay.
I'll clarify that motion. All right, anybody else? For motions, otherwise I need to know what
Oh, we have a motion, yes, yes.
we,
Education evaluation. 1 second, pull it up. The motion was to have a school supply replenishment drive on February 2024 after the midwinter break.
And are we gonna do that with the elected officials?
That will be, yeah.
so what is it called?
The motion was to have a school supply replenishment drive, February 2024, after the midwinter break.
Can you send that to me, Malcolm? Or
Yeah, we
whoever
got-
did the minutes for that meeting?
Have it right here. I sent it to
Thank you.
All right, I'll clarify that. Or I'll touch with the wording after the meeting,
Okay.
just save time.
Any other motions?
Okay, if not, who else needs to, what do you want on your agenda? Community development, ethics, health?
Remember,
use.
I had sent, Jeremy, if I may, I sent out that, like petition or letter that Ori has sent to ask everyone to send to their council people on a certain bill so that certain rights that we have had as retirees from the Board of Ed and almost every city worker should keep those rights and not go to an advantage plan, etc. I know you posted it, but how do
Yeah.
we bring it up to everybody?
Well, yeah, you can bring it up during your report.
Okay,
I got that too.
And community
You
development,
have it as I sent it to you or I received it?
You sent it out, so you have it. Cause I forgot to print it out.
All right, all right,
and
I'll put that on there.
community development also had a motion to do the second annual Juneteenth event.
And the school supply for,
They did that.
for Juneteenth, that was, Staples was really good. They bought a whole bunch of.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Well, what specifically about the motion? Because I don't, because last time it was to get money from the Friends of account, but so otherwise you don't need,
Yeah, we
you
just
don't need full board approval just to
Yeah.
do the event.
Yeah, no, we're gonna do the which, what was the original motion last year? We'll repeat that this year.
Okay, so I'll find,
So you
I'll
have
find,
the same
I'll find,
place?
I'll find it.
We are working on the same place.
Okay.
Yeah, we're working on it.
So you'll need the money.
Yeah, well, we're gonna put the motion out there. I doubt we're gonna need it, but if we do, it's
All
happening.
right. Anything, any other committee?
It was-
Let's go to the calendar.
A lot of us did come out of our pocket for the first one.
I know there was a question out there too, and Rabbi,
I'm here.
I know, I apologize,
Everybody sees me, I'm here.
I apologize for not getting back to you. Okay,
Go ahead.
so, it's on my list.
Go ahead.
But that there was a request to have a joint meeting for sanitation and transportation.
Why don't we hold that?
Combine the two together.
Why don't we hold that for the calendar, when we do the calendar? Then you can bring that up.
Well, there was no motions, first of all, for your, did you vote on anything, Brad?
No, I
Oh,
don't
you didn't even
think
have a
so.
quorum, did you?
No motions,
You
correct?
didn't have a quorum, I don't think, yeah.
Okay, but could I say something about transportation now?
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
I think as a board or whatever, we should send a letter to the MTA. We've got numerous presentations of pictures and slides. No answer about parking yet. No answer about where are those trains coming from that everybody's gonna have to stand on the train. And no answer to how much it's gonna cost.
all right, so you'll say that at the full board meeting, right?
Yeah, keep on asking the same questions, and they just tell you, it'll take 80 minutes from here and 20 minutes from here and decide here, and no answers.
Oh.
Am I right or wrong? I'm people were listening to that thing,
Everybody's been asking it, yeah.
no answers. It's very nice, I'm very happy. There's gonna have bicycle rides, and they'll have people that can walk there. They say people can take a bus there, but bottom line is, there is not a place to put a car.
All right, so also bylaws, right? You're gonna have a meeting, I'll put that on the agenda, and if you make any motions, I'll front load that alphabetically. All right. So then, yeah, I think we can move on to the calendar, Al, because I think the rest of it's pretty commonplace. The elected officials. So just, I know we had complaints last meeting. If Eric Adams himself comes, we're gonna front load him, right? We're not gonna wait till the end of the meeting, right? But if it's the representative, I think it kind of works out for us. I mean,
No, representatives, they're not front loaded. The elected officials could be front loaded if that's,
just want to clarify that. Calendar. Close this.
I just want to say really quickly to anyone who wasn't at the economic development meeting, we asked, especially Ed, asked very good questions to the cannabis applicant. So I ask you to please watch the economic development meeting before the full board meeting so that we don't repeat questions, because we want to make sure that it goes as quickly as possible. And there were many questions asked of the applicant. So if you could watch it before, that would help us save some time for the meeting.
Maybe we
yeah,
should-
just
maybe we should
to
send-
echo what Veronica said.
I think Diana
If-
posted it already.
Before we go to our general meeting, we check the minutes or go to the website and see what was said at the different committee meetings. We wouldn't be arguing with each other at that. And we know what was said, we know the question that was asked, so we don't have to, bog down the meeting with the same thing that was done already in committee.
Yeah.
All right, so I think that's a good idea.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe we can send an email with a link.
We can, we can send the YouTube link to the full board and ask them to review it.
Yeah.
Because I know cannabis is a hot topic and I don't want to repeat. what
Right.
We're gonna have, it's gonna take a lot of time.
Diana already posted it on her page.
Good.
We've had
Okay.
it.
I think that would be super helpful for everyone
Yeah.
to see before. Yeah, because you're right.
Jeremy, just go through the calendar with and see if there's gonna be any changes or I can't see it from here, so.
I just
Jeremy, you're
wanna-
aware that
Well-
the 7th is election day.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, Sandy, that's why we're discussing this now. All right, so before we do that, Al, this is a request that Yahe had when he was chairperson of the board.
No comment. No comment. Have a good day. Bye-bye.
Can you mute yourself, please?
Sorry.
Sorry. So this was a request that Yahe had. I did half of it then. I finally was able to finish it up recently. you know, it took a lot of work. Ideally though, so it's not,
Oh,
yeah, it's printed wrong, okay, but ideally it would look like this on the inside, okay? So when you flip it upside down, it's supposed to be,
Oh,
right?
Yeah, you
So-
just have to,
I wasn't good at art, so I'm not even gonna try, but
Yeah, Don's feedback, getting back to me at a later time, let me, so, look at the calendar, back, let me get my charger.
Yeah, no, we'll fix it. It was just a draft.
it's just when you do the two-sided, you have to just do it on the short end.
Yeah,
When it-
something I just-
yeah, when it gets actually printed on the proper
That's how
paper,
I do my
it'll be.
brochures.
Yeah, upside down. No,
No,
I'm not even gonna.
well, I always do one and check it first.
yeah,
Because it's when you do the printout. When you do the two-sided, it has to be like the short edge. But
Yeah.
I always get just, you know, I always, you always.
I got it. Why-
Just put one like this and the other one upside down.
Yeah, it's just printed wrong.
Yeah, that's all.
It will be right side, right, whatever.
You actually don't need those lines, you know, by the way.
Is that,
You don't need those lines.
I do to fold them.
No, no,
To fold them is better than I would without the lines, okay? All right, so. So election day would be the 7th, right?
Yeah, wait, Jeremy,
Thanks, it's set.
Oh, yeah, office closed, yes.
sorry. As far as motions, DEI committee didn't pass any motions because our agenda wasn't up on time.
Okay,
But there were two things that we wanted to discuss.
Okay.
One was the breaking bread.
okay, yeah, you submitted an application for
Yes,
that, right?
yeah.
Okay. Can
And
you tell everybody, since,
Malcolm, you have better.
So the Breaking Bread Building Bonds initiative is from the mayor's office. But pretty much it's a initiative in which we are able to bring the community together over a meal, have conversations. It's pretty much a way to not escape away from the politics, but to focus on community development, community visions. I've had conversations with Jeremy, DI committee, pretty much, you know, regarding the issues, you know, that's been occurring in the world recently, and the need to find a way to bring everyone together and bring peace. So we decided that we wanted to invite, you know, community members and leaders to the Breaking Bread dinner, I guess to say, to foster that conversation.
We did it with the
Would you
4-9.
Somebody just have a breaking bread? with-
I believe, yeah.
4-9.
Yeah.
We had it with the 4-9.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
So we reached out to Alina.
Yep.
She said that she'll work with us on it. So, you know, just we'll make put a motion on the table here to get it support and to, you know, move forward with it. That's it.
Do you have any dates in mind? Or is this something you want to do in between like Christmas and New Year's?
I think between,
Which is always kind of like,
hack heavy, but I mean,
or did you want to do it sooner?
I'm trying to remember now. I did speak to Alina yesterday. I don't know if we were talking about.
she said the funds were starting to do.
Yes,
Right.
so it had to be like sooner rather than later, I think. No.
Before Christmas,
Am I
right?
getting something?
Before Christmas, right?
Yes.
but so you submitted this application on your own, all right?
Right.
And then in conversation with you and others, so, you know, we had this vigil recently in front of, I think it was in front of the 4-9, where was it?
It was at the vigil, it was at the Bronx Jewish Center.
Okay, okay, yeah, so I remember speaking to Joe Thompson about it, because he couldn't come to the meeting. How was it? Was anybody from the Muslim community? And there wasn't. So then, you know, that was, to me, in my mind, that's the problem, right? Like, I understand why certain people are not going to be at that particular vigil.
You're also going into a synagogue, so maybe there might.
It was outside, I believe.
Yeah,
It
but
was outside.
yeah, so whatever. So long story short, I guess she submitted this application that could also maybe be used for this type of larger geopolitical thing, unfortunately. But yeah, I mean, did you, so it would be actually for a meal, right?
Yes.
Right.
Okay, and how many people?
Well,
We're thinking
we're thinking about
about
30 people. Yeah, 30 people.
Where?
Yeah.
Maybe, no, we can reach out to my Astros maybe, or even.
No more than 40.
Oh, shit.
That's it.
Even Brock House maybe.
With the 4-9, we had it at Jacoby in the
Jacoby?
conference room. And
Okay.
they catered in food.
Okay.
Where in Jacoby, the Rotunda?
No.
Second floor, then first
Yeah.
floor.
Yes.
So when you say you want, support from the community board, what kind of support? Are you looking for financial support?
Oh,
Are
no,
you
we
looking
won't
for us just to be able to endorse it?
endorse to put our name on it.
Yeah.
Say that this is a community board sponsored event. In a way, that's, just get ahead, lead the community in that sense. Say like, we understand what's going on, we believe that, we can unite this,
Okay.
Be good to have her at the Thanksgiving,
That would be nice.
because everybody is in the,
Cheerful mood.
yeah.
Yeah.
Can I
also
make
giving
a
thanks,
statement?
I
If
agree.
you have the dinner,
Yeah, I did-
Muslim and Jewish faith people will want to keep like kosher or halal. And I think you have to take that into consideration.
Yes, we would.
Which is why the Bronx House would probably be a good idea, right, Sandy?
Right, and no pork,
We got the
no
kitchen
mixing
there.
of
You
meat
could
and milk.
probably get the Jacoby, the nurses residence at Jacoby, that's nice, roomy, there's plenty of tables, there are round tables, which makes.
Oh,
it
yeah.
more convenient. And again, if you're gonna do lunch, everybody chips in whatever it is, and then you get they have the box lunches that they serve at Jacoby that are pretty good.
and
And
also.
they have
the-
choices, whatever.
I'm not a fan of Monty food, but
No, no, it's not just
Yeah.
hospital for no.
Point
Sign has it.
to
They
get
send,
people.
they send out for it, and when we go to meetings, that's what they do, I don't know what.
Well, we should also, since, we can talk to him offline, but in terms of like halal
Right.
meals, right? 'Cause there's not just kosher, but there's halal.
I'm all for that, I love that. No.
We have plenty of Oasis can cater,
Yeah.
their food is
Their food
excellent.
is amazing.
Yeah.
I love eating their
Well,
food.
I'm feeling the support and I thank you all.
So I'll put that on your agenda, or I'll put that on your report.
Yes.
Okay.
But in terms of a motion or anything like that,
So I guess motion to have the
Community Board 11
Community Board 11 Breaking Bread.
Building
or endorse,
Yeah,
Yeah, endorse. So that way it's clear what.
we can use our logo or whatever.
Yeah.
right.
Find out.
So this is gonna go under leadership.
Get more than 30, 40
Yeah.
people, so you.
So we might up it, right? Yeah.
Well,
Unless you do.
You
by
want to
ours.
invite certain, it'd be invite by all,
Might not be the best.
Yeah, ours was by invitation.
because you want to make sure certain people are there.
Yeah, especially if you're gonna have a limited amount, try to go over 30,
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
probably 50 and under.
Make
Yeah.
sure,
Because if you think, if you're just thinking about the people, you got 44 members here,
What's that?
so and then.
Well, yeah, wherever.
We'll discuss that over.
Whatever the day that they.
We'll have to see how many people and then
The
decide
other
where
thing
we're
was
gonna start
October
looking
28th.
for to have it, so we know how many
The
people.
other
we're
thing
gonna
was
have.
October.
Right.
20th.
Never
Can
decorate.
I have a
Sandy?
question. Does it have to be in the evening or could it be in the morning? Like for breakfast, which might be easier to serve all kinds of food and make everybody happy.
The only problem with that, Sandy, is that people work.
That work and people.
I threw it out there. I gathered that, but
Throw it back.
maybe they could go in later.
I think Roger said it.
Roger has a question.
I gotta stop sharing, man. Hey, Roger?
It was just I saw you guys had the calendar up. We had talked about sanitation and transportation, just having a meeting together. Could we just move it to the Monday since it's election day on the 7th and Veterans Day at the end of the week?
So you want to move it to what?
Just have it on the same day as transportation, have like a combined meeting. Transportation and sanitation.
Is that okay, Rabbi?
Well,
What's the purpose?
no, wait.
We need to combine these two, so I don't know.
Hold on, because I wanted somebody from DOT to come to our meeting. I saw the email that they couldn't make it on the day.
6.
And I sent a reply saying, what day will they be available? Because we need them to come. I don't want them to just send us information. I want them sitting here.
Good.
And answering our questions. So.
I sent
I-
the email even to the acting chair. There is a cruise. And the
Commissioner.
response is that at this moment they cannot make it back.
No, you said they said they couldn't make it on that day.
Yeah, so you asked.
So I want to know what day they can make it and we'll change our meeting
There you go.
because I want them here. I don't want them to just send us information. I
Yeah,
want.
Then send
here to
an
answer
email to
our
the Lisa,
question.
please.
Huh?
I'm saying to Jeremy, he can send it to Teresa requesting that.
Okay.
Well, I
Is
mean,
that okay
I-
with you?
Well, I think it would be better to see what days are available in the calendar, so that way
Yeah.
you can give them these days, which of these
Yeah.
days are you available to
I
come?
think what Hazel's saying is have them give dates that they are available, and then you'll work around them and.
Yeah.
so Chris, can you just reply to that email, wherever email you got from Teresa, and just ask her what days do work for her?
It wasn't Teresa, it was the guy Soto. He responded.
Yeah, whatever. If you could just say to him ask him what days do work.
Yeah, so leave that
I'll try.
joint meeting.
It seems that they're hesitating, but I'll try.
Yeah, no, I know. We'll call him we'll follow call him too. But in terms of the combining of the committees, I know that's supposed to be on the agenda that was voted at the last full board meeting to be on the agenda for the bylaws committee meeting.
Yeah, I was just saying have it on the same day, so maybe have like transportation technically 7 to 7:30 and we're 7:30 to 8 or something like that. Because we don't have anything on the agenda anyway, but at least we'll just all be, at the same meeting.
Jeremy, nobody again has answered this question. What does an MTA bus have to do with a garbage truck? No idea what the term.
Well, transport.
Combine me with economics. Combine me with somebody, what is?
Well,
what does that do?
I'm putting on a hat, but
Put on that.
I'm putting on a hat. A lot of what occurs in DOT also overlaps with what occurs in sanitation, right? So when you
I don't know about that.
it's true. It's true. I can tell you firsthand. So sometimes, there is a need for overlap, plus the committee doesn't really have much, issues going on themselves. So, I mean, it's really not much to, a lot of community boards have a sanitation / transportation committee anyway, because of overlap, and plus when it comes down to our full board meetings, that having you guys in one committee, right, also eases up our business on the board.
Yeah, but we don't want to do that.
I'm-
I don't mind.
I mean,
I don't mind sharing the day if we have our meeting first and then they have their meeting, but I don't want to combine committees.
You could combine it if there's something that's gonna be appropriate
No.
for both.
Yeah, like we do with land use, that's not a problem, but I would rather keep transportation as a separate committee. If you don't mind.
well, I mean, there are people who are asking for
I know they are.
the combination. So I think it should go to a vote. And see
Well,
what-
it's gonna be on the,
Wait a minute.
yes, so it's on the,
Going to bylaws?
the full board last month voted to put it on the agenda of the bylaws committee meeting next week. So that's probably where it should be addressed then, right?
Yeah, but if you have the chair and the co-chair opposed to that, so you're just hopefully.
Yeah.
Given.
Hey,
What we said.
Yeah, no, there needs to be discussion then. There
That's
needs to be
it.
discussion.
yeah, I don't remember how everybody voted at the full board, but yeah, that was something.
that has support.
That's how we feel.
Well,
Can I respond to my friend Malcolm? Malcolm,
Yeah,
I've been doing this for 40 years.
right.
Malcolm, I sit at transportation sometimes for an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna sit there now for 4 hours?
Mhm.
Malcolm, it might be working somewhere else, Malcolm,
Right.
but because you like pizza over there, that doesn't mean I like pizza over there too.
No, it's true. I mean, that's why we vote, right? So
So,
Right, but Hazel's point is valid. Why are you making anybody chairman if you're just gonna overrule us and just?
Well, I mean, I think a chair is not a.
I mean, I'm not overruling anybody. I'm just saying that if people feel a certain way, just bring it to a vote. That's an issue with that.
I think.
no, we're not saying it is.
I think if
We're not
committees,
saying it is, but you're not taking
Hello.
over.
Well, but
Well, no, I
We
think
can
it
sit
was
together. We can sing together, but we can't talk together, so one person at a time,
I
okay?
think
Thank you.
I think if committees wanna join together, that's up to them.
Right.
If the committees, if your committee and your committee decide, let's make a one committee, that comes up for a vote, and the full board says fine, then we can go with it. I don't know if it's appropriate for the full board to turn around and say, you now have to go.
Yeah.
Anyway, I
That's-
don't
I agree.
think that's appropriate.
I agree.
But if the committee members are saying it and.
okay, so let me just kind of cut through it real quick. The motion last month, made by Roger, seconded by Malcolm, that the agenda of the October 25th bylaws committee meeting explore combining the sanitation, environmental protection, and transportation committees. Discussion took place. You all voted for it. So let's move on. Can we move on? We all voted
So
for
the
that.
words, it's gotta be, it's gotta be
Unanimously
discussed.
passed.
So my suggestion would just be that you
So,
guys
let's do
join,
that.
whether it be by WebEx or not, and just explain your side of it so that everybody knows, so that people know how you feel and why you feel it. When it be so, it's not just a one-sided conversation, so that everybody understands both sides and both sided.
People felt that that's what you wanted.
No, it wasn't what we wanted.
Come on, let's move the
We
agenda.
all vote, well, all of you who were present last month unanimously voted to be discussed next week about this. So,
The agenda.
all right, so we'll go back to the calendar again?
Yeah.
Yes. Is there any change, are there any changes in the calendar as you see it?
Let me share it.
As soon as you put it up?
Yeah.
So Roger will come back to you about your committee then, right, based on what we just talked about, if that's okay?
If everything is gonna be
Yeah,
the
that's
same. Are those dates okay with everybody, with the chairs of every committee?
No, we have to,
Tell me when it's.
Yeah, we'll come back to you. Oh, housing.
Yeah. Ken, we discussed having a joint meeting in
Right.
the beginning of the month and then having a public hearing. This is about the city of Yes.
Yes, right. Yeah, yes, I understand that. I haven't gotten able to put, I've been I want to try to get the text of it to send around to both committees. I have not been able to do that yet. I've just been too busy and I apologize for that. I will try to do it next week to get it. Possibly, possibly we could have that meeting in December, not in November. Unless, because at this point, I don't know when I'll be able to get a hold of that,
Of get a hold of who?
of the text from the zoning. The city of Yes, there is a zoning, it's basically a textual zoning change. And we have, and when, or possibly let's get the city planning, if you want to, we can have a city planning to give the presentation at that joint meeting.
Well, I
We
think
want
one
it.
of the things that we discussed at the executive board meeting was that we don't want to keep postponing
Okay.
any meetings for the city of Yes, because we've already missed one part of it. So now
Okay.
we're doing economic development, we're trying to get the meeting and the public hearing done as soon as possible.
Okay.
So that way we don't miss the
All right.
second.
What day do you want, I don't see any days on this. You want housing on
Well,
Thursday? November
Housing,
2nd?
housing is we're having our meeting on the 2nd.
Okay,
So if that's good for your committee, we could have a joint.
okay, but how about having it at 7:00, not 6:30? It's hard for me to get here by 6:30.
Okay, that's fine. Is that good with my people?
You
Okay,
have to see about, you want city planning there though, right?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
still have to, so,
It should be able to make it, but we gotta double check.
yeah.
So it's me housing and land use.
yeah, at 7:00. Richard, is that good with you?
Yeah, 7's perfect.
Oral, is that good with you?
That's, I think, I have to check my calendar, but I think it'll be okay. I
Okay.
have to really check. I left the office. Hello, can you hear me?
It's not okay,
Yeah,
Jeremy.
we can hear you.
Yeah, I left my office, so
That's when,
check
Commissioner
my
Gallus is-
calendar. Hold on.
No, Rich can't make, that's.
But I think, go ahead and do it. If
I
anything,
switch with ethics if they're willing.
Okay,
Okay, Oral, you could check with us
Stop
back afterwards when you get home, just to be sure. You could let Hazel know.
27th or 13th.
okay.
The other day.
Did you have a problem with yours?
Are you?
Yeah, public safety. The 27th. Rich, are you on? Yeah, there he is. Rich, is the 27th good for you for public safety?
Yes.
Okay, we'll take the 27th.
so
Until I know ethics is not happening.
You got public safety on the 27th?
Yeah.
so if we want to have the public meeting, the public hearing, we would probably have to do it on the 21st.
You know,
If it's
I am not sure if I'm gonna get a speaker for the meeting on the 14th. So
What public hearing are we talking
should
about?
I,
The city of, yes.
city, yes,
so we
public hearing.
have a public hearing.
So why can't we do it? Or, well, you want to do it separate from the second, right?
When do you want your
Okay.
public
Yeah.
meeting?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I forgot about that.
Hazel?
Huh?
Do you want?
Yeah, when do you want it?
Can you scroll down a little bit, Jeremy?
Yeah, sorry. 13th, 21st.
So our full board is,
13th, we have a meeting.
is gonna be the 16th, right?
30th.
Oh,
It's gonna be the 30th?
When's the collision?
Oh, my God.
Talking
Making me dizzy.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's December then.
yeah.
We
Oh,
included the city
The
yesterday.
20th.
Is that?
The
We're
20th.
including the city yesterday in the motion, so we'll
Very
do it at the full board.
Public hearing on the 21st, is that okay?
Well, hold on, let's start with that. Public hearing, 21st.
November 21st.
And what public hearing is there now?
How am I doing?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I know that's right before Thanksgiving,
But it's not the day before.
And that's the city of.
7 p.m. What's up?
yeah, 7 PM.
And where's it going to be?
Yeah.
Where's the site?
We don't know yet.
To be announced.
Yeah, baby.
Okay.
I have it in my.
I do work there, I don't think. Yeah.
Yeah, you can try my as well, so.
We'll put anything on there.
I'm part of,
Oh,
You
please
think,
don't.
you think you're gonna get a lot of people? I don't.
well, we have to do outreach and stuff.
Yeah, we do.
I mean, that's
Uh,
the point.
Yeah, I mean, I don't.
You want me to find out about the rotunda? It's the Rich Jacoby?
No, but Maestros is better, they have parking.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll send an email out to Toon and to Michael about, I'll copy you guys, the chairs, housing and land use. I'll send, when I send it out
Let's
to
see
them.
if they can do both, right?
Yeah,
Or, I mean, the
If
one,
both of
yeah,
them-
and then, yeah, okay.
All right, anything else? Anybody else want to
Yeah. Get right above it.
insert or
Right
delete
above it.
or change?
There are two public, wait,
Oh, there's no, oh.
forget it, I'm sorry, I'm tired.
Double.
Never mind.
Alright, so, alright, so the full board is gonna be the 30th, because Thanksgiving is the fourth Thursday. Usually we front load it, but because there's 5 Thursdays in that month, it just conveniently works out.
Turkeys up there, so.
I know.
I will tell you that in December, we're definitely having it the third Thursday, the 21st. Right?
I noticed that the 27th does not have my birthday in red.
See, my mic-
Did you get your card? It's in the mail.
Anything else to the calendar? We'll come back to transportation and sanitation and maybe housing committee, depending upon city planning,
Okay.
right?
Was there?
Yeah.
What do you guys wanna meet?
When is,
Community
yeah,
development?
you guys don't have a set date yet,
The
right?
8th, give us the 8th, let's open.
The eighth is the Morris Park meeting and you have the second Wednesday.
Yeah, but the rest of the days are all booked up. Wait, that's, what month is that?
Hold on,
That's
let
not.
me copy from
Oh.
September, let me copy for October. What about the 13th?
Yes.
Yeah.
Monday the 13th?
I'm gonna be here all week. Yeah,
That works for me.
that's.
Or the last week of the 20th or 29th? 28th is the
Last-
precinct council.
Yeah.
13th?
Precinct council, that's us.
Okay,
That's us.
alright. So I'm gonna save this and then close it. Alright,
All right, anything else for the calendar? Move on to the gallery session.
anybody here in person wants to speak from the gallery? Oh,
Diana?
Diana? I got no registration online, last I checked.
I'll time you, give me a second.
All right.
No, you ready? 2 minutes, I'll let you know in 30. Yeah?
Yes, please.
Awesome.
So last May, 5 months ago, after the Ethics Committee held an April hearing, voted and presented a resolution, the full board voted unanimously to send a written apology to the public for the September 2022 public hearing on Just Home. The Ethics Committee resolution was to not single out any individual board members for conduct or blame, although the complaints had mentioned individuals. And neither complaint was about whether the community or the board should be for or against Just Home. The complaints were simply about the way the public hearing was conducted, where speakers were shouted down, sworn at, and threatened. Even knowing that this same behavior had marred a previous community meeting on Just Home, the board did not cite its code of conduct at the public hearing The code of conduct was not followed, it was not enforced, it was not even mentioned. A brief apology should have been drafted in the weeks right after the May board meeting, quickly, like ripping off a Band-Aid. Just do it and move on. But not until 2 long months later, after repeated inquiries from one complainant in midsummer July, before new board members were sworn in, but after departing members had left, the chair sent out a statement with a cover note saying, many of our board members were in favor of this letter, others were not, and a small percentage felt that they should not apologize for something they did not participate in. This cover note is a complete contravention of the unanimous vote of the full board.
30 seconds.
Sent itself was not an apology. The statement was not from the board, but from the chair alone. I understand that individual current board members feel that they're not responsible for the conduct of the hearing. They were not there or not on the board at the time or very new to the board then. But the voted apology was specifically not to blame any individuals. And the board is an institution, a body of city government. Current members now have the duty to carry out policies and actions
Time.
by previous members. And that's in
Diana.
the charter.
Okay, unless there's questions, Al, anybody else?
I respond to that. Well, as you know, Diana, I sit on the ethics committee and, you know, we.
Hold on. So you get 2 minutes, right? Because
Two
you're not a member of the committee.
Oh, that's fine.
I don't think you'll take 2 minutes, but.
Let me know when you're ready.
Just
And
to
you
be
know, I
fair,
sit on
you know?
ethics and we, you know, we did all that and whatever. I just want to say personally, and I know that you know this, personally, I did not agree with the letter that was sent out. I was not on the board when Just Homes happened, but I did not agree with the letter that was sent out and I did let Chair Ferrara know that.
Okay. Cynthia?
Let me know.
I do have a procedural issue with the letter, because my understanding, based on our bylaws in Article 11 under Public Relations, it says that no statement, either oral or in writing, shall be issued by any member of the community board to any person not a member of the community board in which the community board member purports to speak on behalf of the community board or any committee thereof, unless such statement has previously been approved by the community board or unless the matter is reporting an action taken by the community board of a committee at an open meeting. My understanding, the way I read this, is that that letter or any letter that had gone out, should have gone out or was going to go out, would have been voted on by the full board. And I know I am not alone in that belief. I know a lot of people had the same issue. There have been other letters that have gone out with questionable language, that, you know, people have had an issue with. So I agree with Diana. I don't think the letter should have gone out without a full board because we voted on a letter, but not that one.
Thank you.
I'd like to respond.
2 minutes.
But there's no time limit on response.
Oh, okay.
It's the initial speaker.
The letter itself had to cover, the letter went out to the full board. And the letter went out asking if there was any additional statements that wanted to be a part of it. But the feedback was what we're getting here, that it was, there wasn't, the letter itself had to cover a spectrum because there were many board members that felt that they were not there, that they were not a part of this, that why should they be apologizing for something they were not a part of. So you've had, it wasn't just, you've had a few people that were saying that this didn't say the word apologize, but the word deep regret was in there. So the thing was, this letter had to cover a spectrum, not just an apology, where, and also what Diana said, that it was agreed that specific people's names were not, but just the overall board. So that was sent out to the full board, and there was feedback that this is not an apology, that, you know, et cetera, but how are you gonna deal with a full spectrum of part of the board feeling that they should not be responsible for it? And another part saying that it's gotta say something else. So,
The problem is that.
I'm not done.
What's up?
I'm not done. Okay, so covering, without putting a 2 or 3 pages, trying to cover that this was a disappointment, okay? And this is something that has never happened ever before. So in hindsight, it's 2020 vision, it's very easy to look back and say, okay, about this and about that. So, but as I said in the 3rd paragraph, it was a highly charged situation. It was a first-time experience for many of Bronx Community Board 11 members, new and old. What was heard from more than one attendee was that there was nothing that any board member present that night could have done to control the crowd short of shutting down the meeting, but shutting down the meeting could have been misinterpreted as a board disregarding the concerns of the community. So that's a very fine line. And this was a difficult situation. And bottom line, as the old saying goes, you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. So who's to say if everything got shut down, then everybody would be saying, but you didn't allow people to speak, whether it be for or against. So many felt that this kind of covered a lot of the bases. So my opinion is that it did cover the bases. So I hear what you're saying, but I don't know what you want.
Can I respond to
Can I
that?
just respond?
No,
No.
Well, yeah, it is, 'cause we moved on, yes. it was-
Speak on it.
I'll time. So I have to time myself.
No, you're.
No, you're on.
Okay. All right. Speaking, yes, absolutely right. You can't talk in hindsight. But you weren't on the exec board at the time. But I did send an email before that public hearing saying that I felt that that public hearing was a bad idea. Right?
it wasn't a chair.
That's what I just said.
Yeah.
You know, it honestly didn't take much science to me to look at what was being said online and the total atmosphere that was being presented to say that this is going to be a negative meeting. I actually told Jeremy, called him that day, and I said, Jeremy, I'm not showing up to this because I knew what it was. Right? It didn't take much. But I think what the issue at hand here is about procedure. Right? If the bylaw says it doesn't matter how a person feels, if the community board takes a vote, we have to execute that vote, right? So I applaud you for reaching out to us for our input, but that final letter had to have come to a vote. It needed that public input in public, so we could say, yes, we agree, or no, we don't. Now, when you put out a letter without that final vote, without that stamp by the community board, it gets misconstrued that is the community board's feelings in our thoughts, right? So at the end of the day, I think the issue here, I didn't agree with the letter because I didn't like the letter personally, but it needed to come to a vote. And I think that we need to rectify whether or not that's the official statement, and if that's coming to a vote, come next week.
It should be put to a vote to the full board.
I agree, and we should discuss it there.
I have no problem.
We have to go into executive, so well, you want to
May I just?
let anyone else have to speak?
Bob has his hand raised.
Okay, since I haven't spoken yet,
Let's
it's gonna be quick. It's a question about the public meeting and how it ended last month. Okay, it was said that the quorum is no longer here, so the meeting is over. However, meetings occur and they continue without a quorum. It's just that once the quorum is gone, that a vote cannot be taken. So, I mean, you know, I wish that, and this is the place, because I'm not trying to attack the district manager or anything, But you
Not-
said that the
Not,
meeting.
not right now, right?
No,
That's
no.
good.
I resent that comment by you also. Okay?
Why?
No,
Wait,
no.
wait, let them finish.
But,
Don't play, everybody knows your game, Bob.
Wait, all right.
no, this is my game.
Please.
Okay.
All right, please, please. I'm going this song. Please do not attack me personally. Be respectful.
I'm not.
Say what you gotta say.
I'm
And
just
please do
saying
not
that
interrupt.
the district manager.
Let me finish. Let me finish what I'm saying. And please do not interrupt this time. I'm going to reset the time and we're gonna move forward. Do you understand that?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay,
One second, let me reset.
Okay. I just want to bring out.
Let me reset.
Yes, reset.
Are you ready to go?
Yeah.
Thank you.
I just want to bring it out because I was told that matters affecting the staff have to be brought out at the leadership committee meeting. I'm just letting the leadership committee know that it was the district manager who said the meeting is over. You can check the video. And I just want the leadership committee to know that the meetings do continue when you don't have a quorum, and you can have a meeting without a quorum. Okay, I just want to bring it to the attention.
I think we still continue the meeting even after we
Yes.
said that. It was just.
Wait,
maybe
one second. Are you done with the time? Thank
Right
you.
now,
Yeah, I think it might have just been a miswording on his point, but jumping on what Bob said, I was gonna bring this up later. I think there has to be a procedure at all meetings, committee and full board, of how people are allowed to leave if they need to leave early, because
I brought it up. I brought it up as far as like where Chris sits to have, we talked about adding to the form, to the sign-in sheet.
Yeah.
We talked about who's leaving, what time.
I think they
In and out.
put down that they are going to notify you prior to the meetings that they have to leave early if they know about it, because
We didn't get that far.
we should know ahead of time, because we may have to know if there's something that needs to come up, that we get everything put before on the agenda, because
Yeah.
I mean, since I've been on the board, that's been, and I've said this many times, that's been one of my biggest problems, is people
Because-
leaving while we're still having a meeting.
Oh, I know. And then you can't vote.
Right, if something comes up, we no longer have the
Quorum.
opportunity to make a motion, now we have to wait. So it's just, to me, it just seems
It needs to go out to the
unfair
full
to the
board.
public and unfair to us that's still there, that people up and leave early while we're still there trying to do what we're supposed to do on the community.
Yeah, I agree.
Can you add quorum to my Sergeant Wanted purpose?
and
How much longer are we gonna be using WebEx?
can I respond to what?
One second. Sis, what was your question?
How much longer are we gonna be using WebEx? Because like with public safety meeting, I didn't have a quorum. I had people on WebEx, but I didn't have people here in person.
Yeah.
You know, we can't keep going like this. If you're gonna be on the board, you need to show up at meetings.
You don't have to do WebEx. You don't have to. If you don't want to, if you want to end that, I'm in.
I think all our meetings should be in person.
But the
Yeah,
minutes,
you're
if
not
the
gonna
minutes
do it.
if you're not gonna do
I
WebEx,
agree.
then you've gotta be diligent about the minutes, though.
Thank you, Brian.
Can I respond to what Veronica said?
Yeah, I mean, we
Kind of running out of time.
Still wanted
So she actually responded. Yeah, no responses. This is for.
Veronica answered what
It's
went to my question.
It's fine.
And
Yeah,
then
hold it
this
to you.
cut in.
Let's move forward.
I just want to
Let's
mention
move
that.
forward.
She left.
Rob, let's move forward.
I'd like to respond to her.
All right, we're gonna have to go into executive session, so everyone.
Wait.
Is there anybody else?
Somebody on
Okay,
WebEx,
somebody
yeah.
else up there?
Jeremy, can we have that by the next board meeting, that addition added?
Yeah, that was my plan.
Okay.
Roseanne.
Son has a comment.
We got two.
First of all, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Hi, so just let me know when to start in 30-second boarding, please.
Are you ready?
Yes. So
All
I'd
right.
like to first thank the chair, Bernadette Ferrara, for including the Play Fair coalition, because the Community Board 8 and other communities had joined that coalition. So thank you for considering it for the full board agenda. I'd like to thank the co-chair for housing for reviewing this letter and having an open mind to submit it on behalf of the community, because affordable housing is not really affordable. Unfortunately, people like to use affordable really very loosely. But if you look into it, it's not affordable for this community. So anything we could do to make this affordable for our local community would be much appreciated. I mean, we cannot stop. Even if there's no chance of winning, we must continue to fight to the end. I'll fight till they build that building, but that's besides the point. I like to say, and I sent an email to the staff and to a few of the board members. I like it in writing. What is the policy, not tonight, for public members like myself to send materials and requests on the agenda, because I was told different, first contact the board members, contact the staff. I'm not choosing what should be done. I'm asking, please in writing, tell me what's the procedure so I could follow it, because I don't want any misunderstanding that I'm sending emails to people that shouldn't be sent to. So please clarify that when you can. And I think that's it. Nothing else to say. Thank you so much. Good night.
Thank you.
Thank you, Roxanne.
Angel.
Anyone else?
Angel.
Hey, good evening, everybody.
Let me know, Angel.
Thank y'all for everything that y'all do. I just wanted to take the opportunity to invite all of the committees to be a part of a health fair I was able to organize with the help of some people on the committee. Mr. Ramsey let me use his space in Eastchester Gardens, and a couple of other committee members are helping out. But I wanted to invite all of the committees to be a part of it. I think it's a good opportunity for us to, you know, just ingratiate ourselves to the community. It's November 18th. I think I sent Jeremy the flyer from 12 to 4 in Eastchester Gardens Community Center. There's no cost. There's no, you know, I don't want any money or anything. Just, you know, if anybody wants to go and be present with their committee, and, you know, just wanted to extend the invitation to all the chairs so you can take it to your committees and let them know. All right. Thank you guys for everything y'all have been teaching me. I appreciate y'all.
Thank you, Angel. Have a good night. I just want to thank, Serena's not online. I just was, she sent someone to the association to give a talk on health. She did a great job. He did a great job. Also, she came, set up a wagon, I guess a bus for the parade, and it was well taken. So I just wanted to just let her know I said thank you.
We'll let her know.
All right. Also, again, is that it? Because I have to go into executive session, so everybody else can go home, except the executive board.
Well, no, they still have to
Well,
come back in afterwards if they want.
You should.
They can go back, but it's just,
Leadership or executive?
no, just executive.
It's
Why are we
an
going-
No.
executive
This is the leadership committee. So
No, he wants to go into executive session at this leadership committee, but you have to state why.
you have to make a motion.
It has to do with personnel.
That's not good.
What's the personnel?
You can do that if it's.
Please, you're not part of it.
No.
Thank you.
Just
What,
advise.
what's the personnel?
Chris, come on.
Is it recommending? What are we doing?
No, I just want to, I want to make an explanation to something that was brought up in the
An
past.
update? An update?
Okay, call it an update.
Okay. Well, I mean, you gotta be very specific. Personnel.
It'll
is
take
not-
me, it'll take about 5 minutes.
No, I understand, but if it's just personnel, that's not a allowable excuse. You gotta be more specific, but
Yeah.
I'm
for
just, that's just
executive
my
session, I
advice.
say we have to
So
be more specific.
you made a motion. Who's seconding it?
I need more information.
A second.
Second by Bernadette. Any other discussion?
I need to know if it's an update regarding what?
Jeremy brought up something about a lawsuit that he had for the board. And I want to give a reason for my not explaining it to the entire board. Right, that's clear enough?
So unless there's any discussion, no. So anybody against or abstaining? Unanimous?
I'm against.
Okay, one against. All right, motion carries otherwise, right? I'm gonna stop the recording.